Hello, this is Michelle Perta, Life and Marriage Coach for Moms, and today I'll be talking to you about the two different types of connection that you can have in your marriage. Funny fact. I got this idea while I was cleaning. So I'm going to be giving you some examples as it relates to cleaning. I'm always thinking about different ways to make it really easy for you all to know how to show up in your marriage with very practical ways of thinking about how it relates to your marriage. Um, I just love to find analogies and break things down to the most basic understanding possible, because when things are complicated, we don't do them. It just goes in over our head and we go do the easiest thing possible because, we always take the path of least resistance. And so when I got this idea, I was really excited to share it with you. And so hence I am here. And I'm really excited to see what your takeaways are from this. So the two different types of connection, there's micro and then there's macro. Now, if you've been watching me for a while, you've probably heard me mention micro a lot, okay? So most couples, when they think about connecting post-baby, they think that it's impossible and, insert the various excuses that can come up, which are all justifiable and understandable, right? No energy, no time, no caretaker, too much work to plan around it, mom guilt, no money, whatever, you name it, right? They're all very understandable, very real mom life reasons, but at the end of the day, still excuses, okay? Just like I had shared before, there's that quote that a lovely member in here had shared from John Rosemond. I think that's how you say his name. Your marriage preceded the children and it is meant to succeed, right? So it is meant to succeed your children, as in, hey, you married each other, not to then forget about each other once you brought little humans, which are physical embodiments of your love, into the world. And so it's really important to continue to nurture and build up that relationship, not put it on the side burner, right? So that's what most couples do. But you're here to not be like most couples, right? You're here to have a healthy and strong marriage. And so this is what this message is for you, is to think about the two different types, micro and macro. Okay, so as it relates to cleaning, okay, so micro is like finding those little moments in your day to connect, whether it's making eye contact, holding hands, dancing in the kitchen, listening to music together, cooking together, cleaning together, watching a show together, checking in with each other, like, hey, how's your day going? Or asking about something very specific, playing a quick game with each other, cuddling in bed for even like 30 seconds, hugging, giving a peck in or on your way out, things like that. Those all classify as micro. Okay, macro is what we think is the only way we connect, right? Going on date nights where you have like several hours alone away from your family space, going on a vacation with just the two of you, anything that requires a lot more planning and doesn't really leave room for much spontaneity, because planning, right? There's little humans to be taken care of. So that's the two differences between micro and macro. Now, when I was cleaning, I thought about this because when you're cleaning, I don't know about you, but I hate cleaning. Hate it. It's not my thing. I'm not a very good housewife, but whatever. I still contribute in other ways. So when you're cleaning, there's light cleaning and then there's deep cleaning. Okay, so light cleaning is like, okay, like I'll clear the counters, I'll wipe down the counters. Maybe I will, I don't know, ladies, help me out here. I'll make my bed, I'll organize stuff here and there, like I'll put things back where they belong, I'll do the dishes. That's all light cleaning, aka micro. Okay. And then there's deep cleaning, and that's macro. That's where you're like getting in there using the bleach or whatever eco-friendly cleaners that you like to use, and really getting in there, right? You're cleaning the grates in your fume hood for your stove. Maybe you're cleaning your oven, and maybe you're dusting or steam cleaning the carpet. I mean, whatever you don't do on a regular basis, that's considered deep cleaning. That would be macro, okay? Now, in the sense of a marriage, having just one of those, only micro and only macro connection, it's not enough. It's better than nothing, but it's not enough. Okay, so if you're only doing light cleaning, you're missing the stuff that doesn't need to happen on a daily or weekly basis, and that stuff starts to accumulate, right? It starts to get dirtier. It starts to get maybe moldy, right? And then on the other hand, if you're only focusing on the deep cleaning, the macro connection in your marriage, then you're missing out on the other stuff because you're not taking care of it on a daily basis. And so stuff starts to pile up. Maybe your house becomes inhabitable, like a toxic environment, because you're letting too much time pass to then do work on it, right? So in the sense of your marriage, it's actually best to combine the two, to have micro connections to bridge you until you can have that macro connection. But it's good to plan to have both, right? So micro, you can just do it on a whim, on a daily. Give a hug, give a kiss, do something nice for him, like giving him a massage, or doing him a favor. And this is where like the 5 love languages come into play, really focusing on what's his dominant love language and doing acts that appeal to those, right? So the 5 love languages, if you're not familiar, it's acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation, receiving gifts, and physical touch. So whatever his is, you can very quickly and easily, without any planning, without any mom guilt, without saying, oh, I'm too tired. It could be like 5 seconds. It could be 5 minutes. It could be half an hour, you name it. It's still better than nothing. And it's a gesture to say, hey, I'm thinking of you and I want you to feel special, or I want you to feel loved by me because this is me showing you, right? But doing those tiny micro connections only is not enough, right? You still need that one-on-one time where it's uninterrupted, where you get to have those deep conversations that really aren't meant to be had in front of kids. Or you make those memories without both of you in the back of your mind paying attention to kids and trying to keep them alive, right? You're not fully present. And so that's where the macro connections come into play. And those are just as important, but you don't need them to happen as often if you're paying attention to doing those micro connections in your marriage. Okay, so now that you know that there's 2 different types and there's a way for you to essentially make it until your next macro connection, I want you to ask yourself, and then bonus, ask your husband, how often you need macro connections to happen to feel like your marriage is strong and healthy, right? The connection that you 2 build and have is the foundation of which communication lives on. Here's why. When we get upset, when anyone gets upset, you start to get really emotional. And that's where the strength of your connection is most tested. So all that time that you're accruing this connection, this love and compassion that comes from building connection, that gets tested when you guys have a disagreement, when you guys are not on the same page. Because when there's very little or not anything at all, it's very easy to then demonize each other. And that's where communication comes into play. That's where criticism comes into play, defensiveness, walking away, then maybe quickly jumping to, this is not right for me, we shouldn't be together. That's why it's important to have that connection, okay? However, on the flip side, when the connection is strong, right? You're both giving micro and macro connection opportunities. It's much easier to have that compassion in your communication. You're more understanding, you're more willing to listen, you're more willing to be curious and understand the other person's point of view and validate and acknowledge and creative with coming up with a compromise or a solution that works for both of you, where you both win. Because in an argument, you're only winning if both of you win, right? It's not about I win or you win, or I lose or you lose. It's about the partnership winning, right? The two of you need to come out winning. So those are the two different types of connection. I want to know, what is your favorite way to connect with your husband? What's your favorite micro way and what's your favorite macro way? Share it in the comments. I'm sure people would love to see the different ways that people honor and nurture their marriage and to get ideas as well. Okay. So that's my little analogy as it relates to cleaning. I hope it makes sense to you guys. It was like a big light bulb moment for me. And I was like, wow, so much similarity in that. You can't only do light cleaning and you can't only do deep cleaning. You got to do both. And thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day and take care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe. And I'll see you later.